In the deep, swampy bottomlands of Independence County, Arkansas, the winter of 2026 arrived with a moon the color of a bruised plum. Down in Thida, the air didn't just turn cold, it turned sour. It all started at the old Thida Grove School, a quiet community center built back in '33. One night, the whole building began to pulse with a rhythmic, sickly green light. Locals had always whispered that a coven of witches lived in the hollows nearby, drawing power from the ancient spirits trapped in the White River silt. That night, it seems they finally got what they wanted. They ripped a hole straight through the sky. Something fell from the stars, a sleek, jagged craft that hissed as it sank into the mud near Departee Lane. Out of the wreckage crawled a gray, multi-limbed creature, a space alien, its mind instantly hijacked by the witch's telepathic power. They bound a legion of demons and ghosts to the creature, twisting this visitor from another world into a towering spectral vessel of pure nightmare. As the beast began to lumber toward the Thida store, its footsteps echoing like thunder, 3 unlikely souls stood in its path, ready to make a stand. First was Charles, a veteran truck driver. He pulled his big rig off Thida Road when his GPS started screaming at him in a language that definitely was unhuman. He hopped out of his cab, a heavy tire iron in one hand and a flare gun in the other. He just growled, "Not in my delivery zone." Beside him stood an old-timey guitar picker, his fingers dancing across the strings of a weathered Gibson. But he wasn't playing music. He was playing frequencies. He struck a dissonant, almost holy chord that sent ripples through the air, causing the ghosts swarming around the monster to shriek and dissipate back into the fog. But then the real legend stepped out from the shadows of the cypress trees. John Jenkins Wyatt. Wyatt looked like he'd been carved out of solid hickory. He wasn't carrying a rifle or a shotgun. In his hand was a single notched hunting knife. Local folklore claimed it was the same one he used to fight bears in their dens with nothing but his bare hands. He looked up at the towering alien-demon hybrid, spat on the ground, and whispered, "You ain't no bigger than a swamp grizzly." The battle for Thida was on. As the guitar picker ramped up a frantic rhythmic stomp that seemed to paralyze the demons, Charles blinded the alien with a barrage of high-intensity flares, and that's when Wyatt did the impossible. He didn't run away. He ran straight in. He moved with the silence of a natural predator, dodging the alien's mechanical limbs and the witch's hexes flying through the air. With a roar that rivaled the creature's own, Wyatt lunged. He climbed the beast's scaly back, his knife flashing under that bruised plum moon. He found the creature's, then the glowing cockpit where the witch's dark spell was anchored, and he plunged his blade right into the heart of the corrupted energy. A shockwave blasted across the bottomlands, shattering every single window in the Thida Grove School. The alien craft dissolved into ash, the witches vanished into the mist, and the demons were sucked back into the earth, their howls fading into silence. When the dust finally settled, the sun was just beginning to rise over the White River. Charles just sighed, climbed back into his truck to finish his delivery route to Batesville. The guitar picker simply vanished back into the woods, humming a quiet tune of victory. As for John Jenkins Wyatt, he wiped his knife clean on his trousers and walked back toward the river, his work done. So if you ever find yourself visiting Thida, Arkansas, and you listen closely near that old schoolhouse, they say you can still hear the faint sound of a guitar string snapping, and the ghost of a bear hunter's growl still keeping the darkness at bay. Thanks for listening. If you enjoyed this story, be sure to like and subscribe for more Tales from the Shadows.